Well, I'd like to invite everybody to join us for the first session of the 12th year that we're doing 13 moons. So I'm so excited about it. And I love when there's synchronicity. And so we're starting on February 13th for our 13 moon session. And that is really just a wonderful blessing to be able to begin the real series. And so this is a series that we're honoring the spiritual life cycle of a woman. Last time we did the overview, and now we're really diving in to our life cycle. So we start at the beginning. We start at birth. And we really focus, the title being Becoming a Daughter of Mother Earth. And what that's really about is that when we really look at what informs our ability to be strong in the sense of self-confident, in the sense of connected to our place in the world and our place within ourselves, a sense of really being able to understand what we need in terms of nourishment and what we need in terms of having a sense of really being centered. A lot of that has to do with a reference point that we associate with, a sense of what we got reflected and supported in our early years. And so that often leads us back to our experience with our mother. And as women, we have a very textured, complicated, and very woven relationship with the feminine and with relationship to the mother. And so even if we were very fortunate to have loving and healthy and good starts, as we talk about nutrition, sort of emotionally good starts, we're human. Our mothers are human, and it's one person. And so along the way, as we grow and change, that relationship becomes, for lack of a better word, limited or deficient because we're different people. But unfortunately for most of us, we found that we were nurtured and mothered by women who weren't supported, nurtured, and connected to their own sense of sacred feminine, their own sense of really having a wellspring that gave them something greater to source from. So in that detachment and disconnectedness from a sense of the greater, what we would call mother in the sense of nutrient and nourishment at that emotional, spiritual, kind of psyche level, we all may walk around feeling that there's a lack. And to go even further, when women have had their own wounds that haven't been healed, again, for many, many reasons, and have children, that wound continues in the next generation. So many of us are looking for ways to heal that mother wound. And we walk around with that sense of a hungry heart. And so when we talk about, in some ways maternal, we talk about nourishment and food and all those ways. So we talk about that idea of not feeling nourished in our heart. And then what ends up happening when we're hungry, just like when we go home and we eat anything that we've got because we're hungry, we're more likely to get in relationships that don't serve us, to not really take care of our bodies in ways that would matter, to partner up with all the things that happen when we're feeling grounded and nourished. When we're feeling hungry and we're feeling in lack and we're feeling diminished, we kind of just stay with where we are, or we don't look for something greater. And so in those ways, we want to shift from the notion of the hungry heart to the full heart, to the sense of how do we source that sense of mother love, and to really reframe that. So as we do at 13 Moons with all of our sessions, we want to invite a bigger lens. We want to invite that sense of how do we move from a notion of limit and limited to a notion of abundance, and opening up our intuitive sense of how to source that, and our different sense of visioning, and our more panoramic view of our life. So we shift back into that which we have come from and start to reframe, so where did we get nurturing from? And we start to open up to the world of nature, the world of spirit. We start to realize that our four-legged companions when we were growing up loved us, that the tree in our backyard, that visiting, let's say, grandparents or extended families or our best friend's family, some way we were taken care of, even during that time, to plant these seeds. And now when we start to open up to more of a, let's say, a different spiritual perspective, the earth-honoring perspectives often speak about the notion of a backup plan, that we have a village, that we look to nature to love us and to be loved, that we can give and receive that currency within ourselves and all around us. So we take a journey back, we take a journey out into nature, and then we go very deeply in, again, into our energy systems in our body. And one of the biggest ones when we talk about our energy systems is our chakra system, which comes from the Vedic perspective around ways in which we understand the world around us, not just from that which we can perceive through, let's say, our notion of a Western mind, but also from a more expanded sense of our whole body experience. So as we move into the chakra system, we reconnect with our roots and we reconnect with a sense of home. And not only home is where the heart is, but home is where we are, because we start to build that home, not in a way of being separate, but in a way of being connected. So we want to activate that there is a mother within all of us, there is a mother all around us, and that we can receive that energy also by being a daughter. Every single woman who identifies with the feminine and references them as feminine is connected as a daughter. And so we want to take that birthright back, and we want to really open ourselves up to that energy. So I really invite you to, as we start to build our tribe together at 13 Moons, to come into the ground floor, to the root of our session this year. And if you've come with us before, you know we have such a beautiful journey, and there's always something new in play to heal, to grow, to connect, and to allow for that real evolution that we're searching for. So I know something will shift inside of you. I have no idea what, because that's between you and mystery. But the Great Mother will come and join us within and around us. And I really, really hope that you will be sitting next to us in our circle together on the 13th of February.